Good morning, students. In the previous lesson, we have completed tax receipts as well as two non-tax receipts. Fees and fine we have completed. Today we will be doing the next topic. The next non-tax receipt is escheat. Now what is escheat? The property which does not have any claimant is claimed by the government. Okay. Now, as we all know, few years back, a major tragic accident happened at Kedarnath. A natural calamity happened at Kedarnath. Many families were destroyed. Okay, there was not even a single member of the family was left for few families. So, they might have some property, they might have some balances. Okay, so now who will claim those bank balances? There's no nominee for those bank accounts, there's no nominee for those properties who is left. Entire families were destroyed. Okay, so now who will claim that property? Government will claim that property for which there is no claimant left. So escheat is a non-tax revenue receipt of the government. Okay, next one is special assessment. Next one is special assessment. Tax on the appreciation of the value of asset. Now what is this? Let me give you an example. You see, I live in a house which is worth 20 lakhs. Okay, the market value of the house in which I live is 20 lakhs. But there's a problem. The roads outside my house are fully broken, due to which the value of the property is very less. Okay, now let's say government takes the initiative to build these roads. Government says that it will build these roads. Now, when government will build these roads, okay, outside my house, the value of my property will go up. Let's say this will become 30 lakhs. The market value of the house will now become 30 lakhs after construction of the roads outside my house. Okay, so there is appreciation in the value of my property. Whenever there is an appreciation in the value of the property, let's say 10 lakh से increase हुई है आपकी property की value. So now on this 10 lakh, government will collect tax, and this tax is called special assessment. Okay, this tax is called special assessment. Next is income from public enterprises. Now government, as you all know, government owns Indian Railways. Now whatever profits our government will earn from Indian Railways, that will be non-tax revenue receipts of your government. Similarly, Indian Oil, it's a public sector undertaking. If government earns any profits from Indian Oil, again it will be a non-tax revenue receipt for our government. Or any other government company that government is operating, if it's earning some profits from there, again that will be non-tax revenue receipts of our government. Next non-tax revenue receipt is grants and donations. Now let's say our government receives a grant of rupees 10 lakh from Korea. ठीक है, so this grant will be a non-tax revenue receipt. Similarly, if our government receives some donations from America because of coronavirus, okay, so again it will be a non-tax revenue receipt of our government because it is not creating any liability on our government. Donations क्या होती हैं? You just receive the amount, you don't have to pay anything in return to anyone else whenever you receive some donations or grants. They are free of cost, so they will not incur any liability on our government, and hence it will be a non-tax revenue receipt for our government. Next is sale of spectrum. Now what is spectrum? Spectrum is 2G, 3G और 4G license. ठीक है, what is spectrum? 2G, 3G and 4G license. The permission to operate these things, ठीक है, is given by the government. Okay, let's say Vodafone takes license to operate 4G from the government. It has to pay certain fees to the government for operating 4G license, and that fees will be income, non-tax revenue receipt for our government. Okay, now moving on to the next one, we have completed non-tax revenue receipts. Now you see, there were two components of government budget receipts and budget expenditure. Budget receipts are further classified into revenue receipt. Revenue receipts क्या होती हैं? They does not create any liability, does not reduce the assets of the government. Again, revenue receipts are divided into two parts, tax revenue and non-tax revenue. Tax revenue is further classified into two parts, direct tax, indirect tax, or we can say progressive and regressive tax. Again, non-tax revenue receipts are further divided into many parts, fees, fines, cheats, special assessment, income from public sector undertakings, grants and donations, etc. Now, moving on to the next part, what are capital receipts? Capital receipts are the ones which create liability, reduces asset. Now, if you look carefully, they are exactly the opposite of your revenue receipts. Okay, revenue receipts are the one which does not create liability. Capital receipts are the one which create liability. So it is totally opposite. Again, revenue receipts, if we look, does not reduce asset, but capital receipts are the one which reduces assets. Okay, so it is totally the opposite of revenue receipts. Now you see, capital receipts are further classified into three parts. Borrowings, these are the examples of your capital receipts, not classification, they are just examples. Borrowings, recovery of loans and disinvestment. Now let's look at them one by one. See, capital receipts का जो first example है, that is borrowings. Let's say government of India borrows from North Korea rupees 10 lakh crores. ठीक है. So now this 10 lakh crore, now your government has to pay this amount back to that country in future. So it is creating liability. It is creating liability, and hence this amount of borrowings will be capital receipts because it has created liability for your government. This is not free of cost. Borrowings are not free of cost. Your government has to pay interest and also has to pay the principal amount in future to the concerned country from where loan is taken. Borrowings can be taken by the government from general public, from Reserve Bank of India, or from rest of the world, means any of the other countries. Okay, so it's a capital receipt. Next is recovery of loans. Let's take one example that our government, Indian government, has given loan to Korea in 2015. In the year 2015, our government has given loan to Korea in 2015. Now at that time, in 2015, such loan was asset for our government. Okay, we can recover that loan at the stipulated period of time from the Korean government, right? Now it's 2020. Now our government recovers such loan. Now Korea repays back our loan. So what will happen? There will be reduction in our asset. There will be reduction in our assets. So any such receipts which reduces our assets is known as capital receipt. Now moving on to the next one, the last one, disinvestment, or we can say privatization. Okay, privatization. Now you see, when government sells off the shares to the private sector. Okay, when government sells off its shares to the private sector, when government sells off the shares of its public companies into the private sector. Let's take an example of LIC. LIC is a public undertaking. Now, if your government sells shares in Life Insurance Corporation of India to some private sector, ठीक है, to some private sector company, then it will be termed as privatization or disinvestment. Now what will happen? LIC is an asset. Shares in LIC is an asset for your government. When government will sell the shares in LIC to some private sector, what will happen? It will lead to reduction in the assets of your government. Okay, it will lead to reduction in the assets of your government, and any such receipts which lead to reduction in the assets of your government is termed as, what is its term at? Termed as capital receipt. So it will be a capital receipt. Okay, that's all with the revenue receipts and capital receipts. We'll be doing this portion in the next lesson, budget expenditure. Thank you.